All right, y'all. Welcome to another Woods Report. So, him and my pen. I always hold on to my pen when I'm talking. Thank you very much. I don't know why. I'm like, what's the one that died?
Hold on to it yesterday.
I do. I hold on to it all. What's the one that died? The one that ran for president? What's his name?
Bob
Dole. Bob Dole used to hold his pen. He had a stroke.
Yeah.
And he held his pen because his hand was like this.
He had to.
And he didn't want it to look weird. So just so y'all know, I haven't had a stroke. I just like holding my pen.
You just remember Bob Dole.
So let's talk about what sparked this conversation. I was telling my sister, I was watching Jack Harlow. And he is, let me tell you who Jack Harlow, because my sister doesn't know who Jack Harlow is. Jack Harlow is a young, a white rapper.
How old is he?
24.
Okay.
He's from Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, from the South.
From the South. Mm-hmm. And he's real hot right now. He has a
good sound?
He has good sound. He's good. People compare him to Eminem. Okay. You know, because he's a white rapper. Okay. That black guy.
But he has his own sound, or does he sound like somebody?
No, he has his own. But they compare him to Eminem because he's a white rapper that black guys rock with. Okay. They think he's cool. Okay. They think he's lyrical. He can spit.
Has he done any collaborations with anybody?
He's always with Drake. Drake is like his best friend. They hang together all the time. Okay. And he grew up listening to Drake, so he loves Drake.
Oh, okay.
He also is influenced heavily with Atlanta rappers. So, Outkast, you know, all of them.
That's who he listened to.
Yeah. Okay. And his mom listened to all kind of music, which is what I'm going to get into.
Oh, okay. She's eclectic, whatever that word is.
She listens to everything.
That's good.
So we'll talk about.
I love when people are like that.
So he was
not one style or two.
Right.
He love all kinds.
He was on Ebro in the morning, and they were kind of giving him a quiz to kind of see how much of the culture does he know.
Okay.
Not only did they give him a quiz on the black culture, right? Not only did they give him a quiz on the black culture, but they gave him a quiz on rock music too.
Okay.
Who are they? The Eagles and stuff like that.
Kind of black culture, like they got the right questions.
And none of them are black, but anyway, it don't matter. So, which some people would say they culture vultures, but we're gonna define what culture vulture is.
Please.
Okay, I texted to you too, so look that up. Okay. So he went on there, and one of the questions, and I'm paraphrasing it, they were asking him. He had to name who they were talking about. And they said this young guy, or this guy, has a famous sister who is like an R&B singer, and he was in a sex tape or something along those lines. Mm-hmm. So Jack Harlow, he thought about it. He was like, the only person he knew that was like in a sex tape that's famous, is Ray J.
Okay. So you got the Ray J.
So he said Ray J, and they said, well, unless they did say Brandy is his sister or something along those lines. And he didn't know Ray J and Brandy were brother and sister.
Okay.
He didn't, it was like foreign to him. Okay. He didn't know.
Okay.
And so people lit him up on that. It was comments. It was everywhere. People was talking about it. It was on shows.
Because he didn't know.
Talking about the fact that this white guy is a rapper. And how can you not know that Brandy and Ray J are brother and sisters? So you in our culture, you singing rap music, and you don't know everything about our culture. So hold on.
Okay.
So Brandy went to her Twitter or her Instagram, and she posted something along the lines like, I can rap you under the table under your own beat or something along those lines. How can you not know, something along those lines.
Her feelings got hurt.
She was being funny though. She said, see, I can
being mean.
No, she said, see, I can be funny too. She was just being funny.
Okay.
But it sparked the conversation because then it made me think of all the white people that black people have said are culture vultures. The Kardashians.
Now you got to give a definition before you start telling what people.
So a culture vulture.
Now, I'm learning today.
So read what it is.
I kind of knew.
This is the Urban Dictionary of what a culture vulture is.
But after reading this,
go ahead.
Okay, and inauthentic individual who attempts to identify with aspects of another culture and claim it as their own.
Okay.
Now that's deep. Because that's 3 levels of that.
Right. So you're saying you're inauthentic. First of all, you said one word, inauthentic. So it's not authentic. It's not an authentic thing. They're not being themselves. They're being something else other than themselves. That's the first part of that. Then you said,
who was to say what's themselves?
Well, hold on.
Go ahead.
So then you said,
who attempts to identify with aspects of another culture.
Okay. All right.
But this is the part
that claim it as their own.
This is the part that I really have an issue with. And claim it as their own. And the people that you are stating that people think fit this category.
They would say that Justin Timberlake or the Kardashians or Iggy Azalea, whatever her name is, Azalea.
She's new.
No, she's not. She's been out there. A white rapper, female. That they're culture vultures. So they make money. They make money off of the black race, but they're not being their authentic selves
with aspects of another culture.
Right, the black race, and they make money off of it. They're not being authentic, and they claim these things as their own. Like if the Kardashians wear braids or something. If they wear braids or something, everybody would be like, "Oh my God, the Kardashians invented braids." You know what I'm saying? It's like we've been wearing braids forever. So, but my question, and this is where our thing comes in. Did Jack Harlow? Let's start on that one first. Did Jack Harlow diss Brandy?
No,
I don't think he did.
He said, "I didn't know that she was." What's his name?
Brandy and Ray J were brother and sister.
He didn't know. I can go in there and ask Mama.
No, she knows that.
I don't think she does.
Ask her now. Just ask her from here.
Ma, how would I ask her?
Who is Brandy's brother?
Ma, do you know who Brandy is? Who? Brandy.
The singer Brandy.
Singer Brandy. Yeah. Do you know who her brother is? Yeah. Who?
But you know who it is, though.
Because she watches the Kardashians, so she knows the issue.
Okay, you went with Whitney Houston. She knows. Okay. But I'm just, regardless.
I'm trying to make.
The point is,
she may be one person. Some people
there's
may
a
not
lot
know
of
that
black,
that's the brother and sister.
And also, you got to remember, I think because he's 24.
Yeah, okay.
There's 24-year-old.
Brandy, 40-something?
I don't know, Lenore. Are you asking me stuff? Because, you want to Google it?
No, because you're saying this as if he wouldn't know.
I don't know.
Because of her age.
Yeah, I don't know. Older. I don't know how old Brandy is. But I'm thinking it's 24. I'm thinking there's 24-year-old black people, kids, who don't know Brandy. And they don't know Brandy and Ray J are brother and sister.
Older, that's what I'm saying.
She's older.
I don't know how old she is.
So that's one. Okay. But then it was when people said that, then they came back and said, well, he's in the music industry. But I don't think that has anything to do with it. Because again, I know some rappers, maybe it's not a lot of rap. Maybe most black rappers do know Brandy and Ray J are brother and sister. I don't know. But the point is, because somebody doesn't know something, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are a culture vulture. That's my opinion. And then we get into the thing of, can he be a white guy rapping and not live our experience and still rap? We've heard that with Eminem.
Who are we to put any kind of restrictions or stipulations or rules on somebody in the style of music that they're singing, or if he's okay? Here's the thing: that the only thing that a lot of people were having concerns, because there are even some black rappers back in the day that would sing about street, and they ain't had no street experience. They're like, dude, you talking about what? You ain't even lived.
Where did the hood? But where did living in the hood become our culture?
No, I'm saying if you're.
I know. I'm just saying
if you're singing about it.
If you're singing about it.
Now, usually people sing about their experiences or something that they kind of know about, or a friend of theirs did it. So, but I had a problem with them because he didn't know that was Brandy and them were brothers and sisters. They already given him a check mark because, dude, you should know that. Right. Now, you what is the word you're saying? They're
culture vulture.
Culture vulture.
But my thing with Jack Harlow, he didn't know. But my thing with Jack Harlow, because I've seen him in some interviews and stuff.
How does he
act?
The
thing I like about him is he knows he's white.
Yeah.
He doesn't. You know how you have some white people that try to talk, quote unquote, talk black.
Yeah.
Because they make you feel like, oh, I'm blending in because I'm talking like you or whatever.
Right.
If it's authentic, people ain't gonna care. If that's how you talk all the time, whether the camera's on, the camera's
but
off,
you gotta understand.
You at home, whatever. Wait a minute. If that's how you talk, I don't think people would care.
No, but you gotta understand the sadness about it is we have blacks, whites, Latinos. They're all living in the different same neighborhoods. You're growing up with each other, and you just get comfortable with each other. So them going to another neighborhood, another state, they may receive it wrong on how she's talking.
Well, this is
they don't know how she was raised. You were raised in the hood.
This is the thing with Jack Harlow. He said the neighborhood in which he was raised in Louisville, was mixed. Okay. It was biracial. So
you mean
ethnic. It had not biracial, ethnic.
Okay,
had different ethnic.
Okay.
Yeah. So he was raised around all kinds of people.
Okay.
And so he said his music reflects that.
Right.
It's not that his music is saying, oh, I'm reflecting black, quote unquote, black culture. My music reflects where I was raised. So just like, to me, it's authentic. Just like Eminem never came out and was singing about shooting up the hood. He talked about putting his mom in the trunk and killing her. So he basically was poor white trash growing up in a mobile home.
Right.
And that's what he talked about.
That's what he said.
He talked about going to rap battles. And
but I mean, calling him that.
No, I'm saying how it took a long time for Eminem to gain even the respect from black people.
Right.
And so I remember watching Jack Harlow on a recent interview, and he was saying that he knows that. He understands that.
Right.
So he doesn't get mad when people compare him with Eminem and say, oh, you up there, you remind me of Eminem, you up there with Eminem.
Larry Bird as the white basketball
But
player.
they know it. And I never felt like Larry Bird was trying to be anything other than Larry Bird.
Larry Bird.
Exactly.
A white guy who just happened to play
So
good.
they was on, at the interview was 83rd and South, South Park, I think, the one with DC Young Fly and them.
Yeah.
If y'all get a chance, go on YouTube and see that interview. It's a good interview with Jack Harlow. Because they basically asked him all the questions I think brothers would ask him being on the couch.
Where'd you learn your
How do you feel about that? Yeah. What songs made you, want to rap?
And growing up?
And who were your influences?
What neighborhood did you come from?
Who's your famous rapper?
And that's
all
fine.
that.
He's a musician. He's an artist.
What I walked away with it when they was interviewing him, and I kind of feel like how they feel.
What?
No, I don't think you're a culture vulture because you're authentic. You who you are. You're not trying to be. He wasn't on there like, yo, y'all, what's up, y'all? What's up? Snap me some skin, DC Young Fly, and all that. He was just talking. He was talking like Jack Harlow, the dude that if I was somewhere else, I'd be talking the same way. I'm not trying to be smooth talking.
So he fits the.
And he said he understood. He said they said, how do you feel like being a white guy? Rapping. He said, I know I'm white. Like, I don't, he said, and I know that, in other words, he was saying, I'm paraphrasing it, I know I don't have the same struggles you have. He knows that. He knows I can walk into a room different than if you walk into a room as a black man. Right. He gets it.
But I don't understand why does he have to go so deep in his discussions and his interviews to prove that.
Right, you don't have to. But
why we gotta put you under a spotlight and say,
Young Fly and them saying, you don't have to do nothing, just say be who you
are.
Just
be you.
That's what Eminem did. Just be who you are. Be authentic. Get some
haters.
Be authentic.
Yeah.
And it may take years, because sometimes it takes years to warm up to black people, because black people are already going to have a wall up.
It ain't about that, though. You're not trying to win the whole world.
No.
You're trying to do you.
Just try to be you.
You love what you listen to as you grew up. You're good at it. You just happen to be a different color that most of us see. There's not very many white guys as good at a rap.
And that's what they was like. They was like, we could compare you to Ice. What's his name? Vanilla Ice.
Oh no.
So you lucky you being compared to Eminem.
What's the white girl that's from England, from Europe?
That's Iggy. That's what I was saying.
I don't know.
Oh no, you talking about Doja Cat?
Soulful sound.
Oh,
my God. I can't remember her name.
But that's gonna
the girl is bad.
But we'll get into Doja Cat.
So every time we see a white person singing like soulful and
let's talk about this. Hold
they're
on.
singing a style of music that we're like, oh, we don't normally see a white lady singing.
You can have somebody from China
trying to be black.
You can have somebody from China that has a soulful sound. Yeah. And they may not know Brandy and Ray J was brother and sister.
They may not know anybody.
They may not know Aretha Franklin, honestly.
Thank you.
But they have a soulful sound, and maybe they listen to somebody, and it's the fact that they don't know Aretha Franklin mean they're a culture vulture.
Thank you. That's what I'm trying to get at. But you named the ones that are considered. Now go over the ones that people are putting them in a category of this culture vulture.
But this is where me and you kind of disagree.
What?
I feel like you may not know it, but I feel like you should know some stuff. I just feel like you should.
Who are we to
like
give
for instance, I didn't say you're.
They should
don't go too far to say somebody is a culture vulture.
Right.
But I feel like if you're, it's almost like if you're a man and you writing a book about women who everybody knows, like T.D. Jakes and Steve Harvey and all of them. I feel like you should have at least spoken to a lot of women. You should have at least counseled a lot of women. You should have been around a lot of women. Women should have been in your life.
But
I'm not saying I feel like if you're going to be in a genre or if you're going to be in something, I'm not saying you have to be. I'm saying it's nice if you were. That's all I'm saying. If I want to sing Spanish music tomorrow, I think I should learn about the Spanish culture. That's how I feel about it.
When I was getting my hair braided, I was listening to Moody Bible, and there was this one show they was talking to this gentleman who got to know his neighbor, and his neighbor was always reaching out to him. He's a musician. He's actually a country artist. He didn't know God. He was pretty much an atheist. But he played his first song before he even knew who Christ. He heard of him.
He played Amazing Grace or something like that.
No, the words to his song. What? This lets you know that there's gifts in people they don't even realize that comes out. Yeah. And we sitting there waiting. Dude, you are awesome. His first song before he even became to know Jesus was about that lifestyle. Should I go on to church and receive him? No, I'm going to do this and that. And it was an awesome song that the girl that was braiding my hair, we were both listening to it, doing our hair like this. She said, I don't normally do that to country music, but I like this dude. You can tell that there was a gift in that boy before he even came to know Christ. So who would criticize him? Right. Why you singing about Jesus or whatever and you don't even know him?
But my thing is,
you already judging these artists. Like, I understand you talking about street hood and drive-bys and you ain't did none of that. Yeah, you probably gonna get some slack on that because you singing about something you don't know.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
But this dude is not singing about stuff he don't know. It's his style of music that people are kind of grumbling about and that he didn't know who Brandy was kin to.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I think what they doing is going too far. Yeah. What I'm saying is, again, y'all know I'm the type of person.
Steve Harvey and T.D. Jakes, that's different.
Y'all know I'm the type of person. I'm a middle.
I gotta see your point.
I'm a middle type of person. I'm not extreme on both sides. Okay. I'm not saying that because somebody doesn't know, you need to criticize them and you need to say
like, this. Go learn.
I'm saying,
go teach yourself.
Yeah, I think just from my opinion, I think you should know. I didn't say you have to know. It's like
should know
it's
what?
Like to me, it's like if you play basketball. And you have a natural gift of playing basketball, right? You can be a natural talent and get up there and not even practice some people. And you can probably play with the best of them just because it's just natural. It comes natural for you.
Okay.
But I feel like if that's what you got, like let's say you come from Africa or somewhere. Let's just throw something in there. And you played hoops, but it wasn't on a normal hoop.
Basketball court.
And you come to America and you playing with NBA guys on that level and you don't even know like who Kobe Bryant is or Michael Jordan or you just natural. It's a natural thing for you. I feel like if you're going to make basketball part of what you do, I feel like you should learn that stuff. It don't mean that you're not a good basketball player. It don't mean that you shouldn't play. I'm just saying for respect reasons. I feel like you should know.
That's not the argument.
Right.
That's different. That's like learning more about the skill and who's been good in that skill. This boy, I don't care what they say.
No, I don't agree with them on that.
No.
Yeah.
But you're even saying that he should learn or open his mind up to, what information is he going to go and study that's going to get him to answer the questions of, did you know Brandy was
No, not that one.
Oh,
no.
Did you know Diana Ross had a daughter
that
I didn't know that, man. You flunked the test. You are one of those.
No, what I'm saying is I like how he responded, though. Because he responded like, when she wrote that and said that and was being funny, he responded in a sense like, I know now. I like that. That's what I'm saying. I like him. Because he's like, if you gonna teach me something I don't know, I want to know it because I respect what I'm doing. I respect this culture.
He may not pass every test.
No, absolutely
so let
not.
that 24-year-old boy leave him alone.
Well, the funny thing about
O.J. Simpson had a daughter that did rap too. I didn't know that. There's some black people that don't even know some of the stuff that poor boys. Mama, you happen to know Brandy.
Right.
Our aunt didn't know. I didn't know Brandy. Right. Y'all talked about that on the report.
But my thing is, that's not even about white or black. That's just period. If you're a black rapper and you don't know Snoop Dogg and like NWA,
they're mainstream, so that's fair.
I've listened to some young hip hop artists. I'm not even gonna put them on blast now.
Okay.
I've watched them on YouTube,
and they don't know.
They don't even hardly know Tupac. I've seen them say, who want to listen? Who don't know? Who listen to Tupac? Like they don't. It's like, and they black.
I guess they think because he old school. Too.
But I'm saying you could say you a culture vulture in your own culture because you don't even know Tupac in them, and you singing rap music.
But let's review this definition, because one thing I don't like about this: an inauthentic individual who attempts to identify with aspects of another culture. We do that too.
Black people.
As black people.
If you are a black woman, I'm gonna say something.
You got me on it because I used to do it.
If you a black,
this is not even mine.
If you a black female, and you wearing an Indian woman's hair,
weaved in, and if don't let
even weave anymore, it's just slid on there with some edges,
or even a wig.
If you wearing a piece.
That's straight.
From some woman in India.
Some straight long hair that's long down your butt.
Who cut her hair. Are you a culture vulture?
An inauthentic individual who attempts to identify with aspects of another culture and claim it as their own.
Now because you're saying,
like, this is my hair, I got my receipt.
Now, is it because we know it's not your hair that you're not a culture vulture? So does that mean if you tell people, you know this a weave, you know this is not my hair?
This is not my hair.
So does that mean you're not a culture vulture?
There's two different textures.
Are you a culture vulture? You trying to pass it off as your real hair? So I don't know. I think we get the water gets a little muddy when you start calling people culture vultures. If you get a nose job,
Michael Jackson made it straight.
Are you a culture vulture?
Yeah, people are getting upset because you're not happy with your wide nose. Now, if it's for other cosmetic purposes.
If you got fake eye color.
Oh, stop. Now you're getting into the eyes.
Yes, there are some African cultures that got blue eyes, but we know you didn't come from that tribe that nobody knows about and nobody rarely visits. And you have blue eyes.
Got blue eyes. They talked about, what's her name on the, one of the.
Are you a culture vulture?
Oh, it was like that dating show we watched. And the guys was cracking on her about the blue eyes. He said, I couldn't even look her in her face. I had to laugh.
So I don't know. Are you defining that as a culture vulture? So when people say like the Kardashians, I know the Kardashians get it a lot. I don't think the Kardashians are culture vultures. That's just my personal opinion. Okay. I think even Kim working with reform and stuff, maybe that's her way of giving back or
get people out of prison.
I think they know they white. And they don't try to come off as being anything else, do they?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think because you wear braids. So does that mean no white person can wear braids?
No, I love when people look at it on the positive. When you're embracing something about our race, even if you're sitting outside tanning,
but if you go out and but then on the other side, if Kim goes and gets her butt done,
I thought her butt was natural.
And then
it's not.
And see. Are you an inauthentic? Read the thing again. An inauthentic individual.
A lot of women are doing that.
Well, now you saying, because there's a lot of black women getting butt jobs now.
Yeah, and lips.
So is it more of the culture that you're trying to get, or more of the look that you're trying to get?
You gave a good point. You gave a good example of the young lady that's new, not the young girl that's singing.
Doja Cat.
How she grew up.
Okay. First of all, Doja Cat won. Okay.
R&B.
For those of you who don't know who Doja Cat is a biracial singer. Mm-hmm. Whose father is actually a famous South African singer.
Is he?
He had nothing to do with her growing up.
Wow.
She has no relationship with her dad.
In her life.
None.
Okay,
and he still hardly talked to her, and she's famous. Okay. So he doesn't want to have nothing, really, in my opinion, nothing to do with her. And it could be because she's white, mixed with white. Her mom is white.
Okay.
She grew up with her mom.
Okay.
She grew up in a white household. Mm-hmm. She grew up in chat. Just a few years ago, Doja Cat was in the hot water because she was in chat rooms with guys that's racist and who call people the N-word without the A on the end.
Okay.
With the ER on the end.
Oh, wow.
And she was laughing and having fun and talking with him and stuff.
It didn't faze her.
It didn't faze her. So she wasn't identifying, I guess, as one of them ERs.
Is she from South Africa?
No, she's here.
She wasn't born in South Africa.
I don't know.
Because I know when we had learned in South Africa, they don't use the N-word. They use a derogatory word partly with
No.
color.
All of that she getting is here in America. All of that.
Because a lot of learnings, you kind of come from other countries and it's not as bad as
Doja
here.
Cat raps. Mm-hmm. Doja Cat does pop music. Okay. She's more of a pop artist to me.
Okay.
This past Sunday or whatever that Sunday was.
Because she was in the chat room?
No, you talking about something else. This is her just coming up, being a few years ago, being in the chat room. Okay. She's not in that no more because she got in trouble.
Okay. So she had to learn the hard way.
She had to learn the hard way.
You don't do that here, honey. You don't do that here.
Right. So, or just that it's not funny being called the N-word with an ER on the end. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, Jack Harlow says he doesn't use the N-word. His mother told him when he was young, never use that word.
Oh, that's good.
And DC Young Fly and him said, I better not ever hear you say that word. They was making fun of him and stuff.
Did Eminem do it in his song?
No, Eminem does not use the N-word.
Okay.
So, he's smart,
Okay.
But anyway, so Doja Cat won at the American Billboard Award. She actually won Best R&B Female.
Okay.
She beat SZA and she beat Summer Walker. Mm-hmm. She beat people who had classic R&B albums and singles out this year.
Okay, so she's a hot one.
But she's, in my opinion, she's not an R&B singer. She's a pop singer. Okay. It's like Madonna winning Best R&B. So people was pissed off about it, to say the least.
What award show was this?
It's Doja Cat of Culture Vulture.
What's the award show? Was it?
Billboard Award.
Oh, Billboard Award.
See, Billboard.
Isn't that by people?
It's voted.
That's popular vote. There's nothing you can do about that.
So I think the word.
If the popular vote is picking you.
I think the word R&B is different.
She's not culture vote.
I think the word R&B is different because right now R&B is popular music. Like rap is popular now, so it's almost like anybody could win anything.
So why would people be upset with that? Like, oh no, I'll sit down. I won't be a part of that category because everyone's mad. I shouldn't be in that category of music.
Let's say your song that won. Yeah, you an R&B person. That's not an R&B song.
But she didn't pick herself.
True.
Come on, y'all. We go too far with this.
Well, no, I don't think it's that we go too far. I think that
you get mad over something because she shouldn't be.
I don't think that. I agree.
Doing what Kanye did when he ran on stage.
Yes, Beyonce. I don't. Taylor.
She should have won.
Taylor Swift. I don't mean to get. I don't.
She was nervous.
But Beyonce had the best album. And he was right, but I'm just saying.
Oh God!
All I'm saying is it wrong? I don't think it's anything wrong for people to say that's not R&B. I don't think it's nothing wrong with that.
No, but make a big stink about it.
Not make a big stink, but I think what we have to understand is that music is changing.
It's blending.
It's all blending now. Soon you ain't gonna have country and R&B and rap and gospel.
Some country that's rap. That's kind of. He just got a country accent, but he's singing rap. And you're thinking, is that country music?
And young people drive what, quote unquote, what's hot and what's not in music.
Yeah.
So what we may think as OGs, this is blues, or this is R&B, or this is country, or this is rap.
Right.
These young snotty-nosed kids that's 19,
whatever they like, it's anything goes.
They gonna say that's R&B.
They don't really. They may not categorize it correctly. So we would get mad. Those, especially people who are skilled in this
I think
area.
sooner or later all categories are going to go away, and I think male and female are going to go away, because it's going to be people singing, is he a male or female?
Right.
Don't gender, don't classify me in any gender.
Oh no.
And it's going to be a hot artist that's going to be like, I'm not male or female.
Wow.
So where you going to put them? You see what I'm saying?
You're talking about really those genre of musics. I hope and pray we don't have this issue with gospel.
You're going to have it in gospel,
because it really should be the message.
Well, first of all,
you shouldn't be singing about any other God.
First of all, who
but
is the one?
No,
first of all,
G-O-D.
who won? Who is the one that's just winning and he is gay openly?
I'm not talking about their lifestyle as far as gay or not. I'm talking about the fact that they're singing about God. That's a whole nother
I'm saying
subject.
that's the next step.
That's a whole nother topic.
If you coming out openly,
judging your life.
If you coming out openly and you gay and you win in gospel music, to me that's the next step to somebody
but
saying.
But he's still singing gospel music.
No, you're not listening to what I'm saying.
I know what
you
you're
made
saying.
a comment about it being in gospel. I'm saying that's one step next to somebody saying I don't identify as male or female in gospel music.
Oh, well, you're talking about the categories within the gospel music. I'm talking about the comment you made earlier about music blending. R&B is becoming more like jazz and it's infusing with blues. Country has a little bit of mixture. I'm saying as far as the gospel music and the message behind it, I don't feel that should change.
That's a different
subject. Let somebody come in who's maybe Buddhist or Muslim, and they're singing Christian music. It don't make sense.
That's a different topic, and we'll talk about that, but I totally disagree with you. Because I think it can get to that.
The message, though, I thought the whole thing in gospel music is the message.
Now you're going back to what we originally said about is they don't use the word Jesus. Is that a gospel song? See, today I was in the car with Mama. See, we talking about it now. You didn't put me on another subject.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Today I was in the car with Mama. Mm-hmm. Ma! Remember we was in the car today and on the gospel station they played Aretha Franklin song? Right. It wasn't even a Christian song. I say a little prayer for you. Each day when I wake up, put on my makeup.
But that's not.
I say a little prayer for you.
Here's how I see that.
That ain't no gospel song.
That's not what I'm saying. And she's never said it was.
No, but he played it.
Who gonna control the DJ throwing in a Marvin Gaye song?
She don't get it.
No. The point I'm making is not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying as far as a gospel song coming together.
Okay, so let's say that was
a song on a gospel
radio.
Let's say that's a whole different discussion.
Okay, so now you explain.
Secular music on gospel radio, that's a different discussion.
So you explain if that was a new song right now, not Aretha Franklin, an old song. That's a new song right now, played on a gospel station. Some people would say that's not a gospel song.
It's not.
I'm saying that
it's not a gospel song.
I say a little prayer for you. So then you're saying the same thing people said about Doja Cat song. That's not an R&B song.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I hope with secular music you have more opportunities to blend because the message is all over the world, all over the place. But I'm talking about gospel music, talking about Christ, Jesus. He's the way, the truth, and the life. Talking about the Bible, the gospel.
I'm gonna have to relabel this.
Marvin Gaye's song, even though the DJ played on Sunday morning. It's not. Marvin Gaye didn't intend it to be a gospel song. He's talking about loving somebody and keeping your wife together.
All right.
That's what I'm saying.
So what we're talking about now is about being a culture vulture. I didn't want to go off into the whole gospel music thing.
Well, you talked about how music is blending and young kids right now, they may like that. Even if you call that artist, that's an R&B song, R&B type of music. And people may go, that's not an R&B. That's jazz. That's blues. That's what we basically was talking about.
Right.
And you're saying that people are starting to blend in genres of music. And all I was saying is I hope that it doesn't happen with gospel blending in.
I guess the point I was trying to make.
The message is lost. That's all I'm saying.
I guess the point I was trying to make is who is going to define what that music is? And who's going to define what in the future? What is a culture vulture?
It's going to change a lot of the
things are so blended that it's like, are you really saying it's a culture vulture now? Is it, or is that person really just being their authentic self and just singing or doing what they see in their everyday life?
When you go to other countries, I know one of the things that they do say about America is big with titles and classifications and groups, and we put titles on everything. And a lot of times you see more freedom in certain areas. When you do travel worldwide, we're still more on gun-ho on black, white, slavery, all of that. When some countries, like you were saying earlier, are not so much on color, they're more on class. You got money, you don't, you're rich, you're not, you're royalty, you're not. I mean, so I don't know. I see these different music shows. I see them changing because they, like you just said, you can't do male females.
Right.
You're gonna have to now move with the
And then what about more people from different races and ethnic groups blending into what we had once considered black music?
Yeah.
And then are they culture vultures, or are they just being drawn to something that they like and they doing that's what they like to do? They being authentic
and they making money on it. I guess we can't be haters.
Well, money, you could be a culture vulture and still make money, but I'm saying if they are authentic, that's to me is not a culture vulture.
Let's just say worst case scenario, they are doing all of this and claiming it as their own.
Yeah.
And they making money. We gonna still be haters on it? I'm like, leave people alone and let them be crazy on their own. If they want to be controversial, they'll reap whatever has happened. And if they're doing it negatively, it'll come back to them and bite them in the butt. Because if there be a lot of people that don't like what they're doing and using us.
But the problem that I have with that is it's not so much of them making money. It's if you are affecting us making money. Because you have taken what we've done, which has been all throughout history.
Yeah.
You've taken our music. So I hear what you're saying, but I don't agree with what you're saying. If you a person, you Elvis Presley or whatever, and you take a song from a black woman that sung the same song in a club, and because you made it famous and you went on to become famous, and she don't have nothing, and she the one that wrote the song, I got a problem with that.
I don't. Because there's nothing you can do about it.
I'm saying I got a problem. Not that you can do something about it. I got a problem with that.
I used to have a problem with it, but not anymore. Because even when you and I talk about the moonwalk, who's known for the moonwalk? For me, it's like, if he was a different race, I guess it's
that's what I'm saying. Again, you going with
Elvis
people
Presley
that's the same race.
Elvis Presley. A lot of people are doing what he's doing.
I know, and I'm saying
they're stealing songs that they may have heard from another race, from another person.
Well, we disagree. I have a problem.
I'm just saying, there's nothing we can do about that problem.
It's not about.
I don't even make it a problem anymore.
It's not even about having something to do with it.
I'll still go and buy Elvis's record.
I'm saying,
even though he stole it from somebody.
I know that, but what I'm saying is, I have a problem. I don't care.
That.
I don't. All this other stuff about what to do about it. Okay, so then what to do about it is like when my uncle wrote a song back in the 1960s and stuff. You start giving people credit for what they do, what they invent and what they create in their culture. Right. And you don't just take what they did, put your stamp on it. Right. People do that with fashion. They do that with looks. They do that with makeup. They do that with everything. I
agree with that.
Don't just take somebody's culture. And I'm not talking about just black people. Don't just take somebody's culture, even if you Native American or something, and put a stamp on it, and then you sell it as it's yours. And it's not. It came from somebody else. So what we do about it is stop doing it, or we make it more where it's like people shame you for doing it. Like if you do something and you take from a culture and you don't give back to that culture, or you don't say where you got it from, you don't just make profit off of it. And like back in the day, and nobody cares about it anymore. People start to care about it, and they start calling you a culture vulture.
And I told you exactly that example you just gave. That's what Beyonce did with that lady that was overseas. She stole her look that she does when she's a performer. I didn't like the fact Beyonce don't need to take nothing from nobody. Be creative, you and your husband on your own. I personally took that, like, because when the news showed the lady doing the same, the lady did it first, and Beyonce stole it.
Now, in my opinion,
but her people like it.
My opinion.
So I don't like that.
Now, my opinion, that's a different argument. That's somebody. That's me. That's your moonwalk. moonwalking argument. To me, that has nothing to do with being a culture vulture.
Oh, Lord.
To me, you just did a moonwalking thing. I did the moonwalk first. He came and took the moonwalk and made it famous. He stole that from me. That's what you saying.
But you said
I'm saying a culture. No, I'm not talking about somebody taking, somebody stealing your song or something. I'm talking about a culture. Like if I go to Alaska and there's a cultural thing that is done in Alaska. I ain't talking about you stole somebody's shoes or somebody's song or you dancing like somebody or no, you take a whole thing that came from a culture. Let's say it's a particular jewelry, or let's just say something they've been doing in the Mayan, whatever. And then you bring it back and you try to make it seem like you invented that. It came from you. And so you steal it and say your culture did it when your culture didn't. That's what I'm saying. Like rock and roll. A lot of people don't realize where rock and roll came from. I still hear white people say that rock and roll is white. No, rock and roll came from those old town salon, whatever, back in the woods, back when Little Richard and them was playing on the piano. That's where rock and roll came from. It didn't come from Elvis Presley or the Beatles. And all I'm saying is I like when the Beatles say, you know what? I got it from such and such in the hills of Tennessee. That's where we got that song from. That's where we heard that sound from. Or when the Rolling Stones say, we got that sound from Little Richard. Or we got that sound from whoever. I'm just saying. Don't try to act like you created it. That's all I'm saying. That it came from your culture. I'm not saying that you can't steal somebody's song. That's different. That's on a low level. I'm talking about a higher level where you take something that a whole culture was doing.
It's hard to find examples of that's happening because that's a whole ethnic.
That's what I'm saying.
But you talking about
people saying the Kardashians.
Broad,
people saying the Kardashians. I feel like they not culture vultures because unless somebody can tell me, I don't ever remember hearing Kylie Jenner and Kim Kardashian say they created the braids going backwards. If they did, then you're right. That's a culture vulture.
That's different because most people would never say that. As long as braids have been around, Kim. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to find an example of what you just said.
Right.
That's why I'm using the little ones, the low hanging.
But that's not culture vulture. You talking about stealing somebody's song or dance?
No, but the point I'm trying to make is the only thing that I'm just saying with you that I do agree with. Even if it happens on that low level, like somebody do steal our uncle's song and get
that's not culture vulture.
No, I'm not saying that it fits this category.
Oh.
I'm going with the comment that you said that it would be nice if people give credit.
Oh yeah, that's different.
That's all I'm agreeing with.
That's a different subject, though.
I know, but you made the comment.
I made the comment about culture vulture.
You made it broader if somebody goes to a nation or a city.
My sister is, anybody that's listening to this,
with you on
when she play this back, she gonna realize she in a whole nother stratosphere.
No. I understand that what you're saying is different. I'm just saying the only thing that I'm tagging on is the comment that you made about it would be nice if that person gives that person credit. Even if it's on a low level, like a Beyonce taking somebody's song, or what's his name, taking the music from something. If they go and say, like the Beatles, you even use the Beatles as an example. Right. We got that song from such and
such.
Not
sound.
We got that, whatever it is.
Right.
They're giving credit back to where they did get it from. Mm-hmm. They know that they're not the originators of it.
Then you wouldn't be a culture vulture.
I understand.
To me, you wouldn't be a culture vulture. Mm-hmm. Because then you're saying, you know what, when I was in Italy or something, I heard this people in this village and this sound came from them. You know, to me, that's how I feel.
You're not trying to take it and own it as your own. I agree with that. Yeah.
But then there's a whole nother topic of being in your own culture and being a culture vulture. But that's a Kendrick Lamar type of conversation we can have another time. But that's black people making money off of not stealing ideas, but off the culture. Like you taking things and making it like it's your own. I don't know. It's okay. Here's a good example.
You're just doing it within your
race.
Here's
a good example. Like those Yeezy shoes that I think are ugly, by the way.
I'm gonna buy a pair.
I think the Conway West shoes are ugly. But if you go to any black museum, they look like slave shoes.
The ones that I saw with Marlowe had on, they don't look like slave
Those
shoes.
are gym shoes. I'm talking about his other ones. His
I
Yeezy
haven't
shoes.
seen his other ones.
If you look at the shoes that the slaves wore, those are exactly the type of shoes.
He was inspired by them.
So you get, as long as he comes out and says, I'm inspired by
the slave
shoes.
The slaves used to wear back in the day.
But he's a genius. And you put his shoe next to a slave shoe, and it's the same shoe.
It's his name. That's what you're buying. His name.
But they shoes wasn't made out of rubber.
But I don't want to understand your point.
I'm saying, is that a culture? That's a culture vulture within our culture. Because you're taking something that slaves created, and you're trying to pin it off like it's yours. Unless he has come out and said he was inspired by slave shoes.
We can't be like,
I don't know. I don't follow Kanye like that.
Watching now.
You're right.
Everything.
I don't follow Kanye like that. So if he did come off and say that he was inspired by the shoes of the slaves, and that's where he came up with this whole Yeezy look, then he did. To me, he's giving back to. He didn't create that shoe. Some slave, Kunta Kinte, created that shoe.
And it could have been the slave master that did the shoe. It may not have been. How the slave gonna create his own?
I doubt it. I think if it was up to them,
he got it from the master.
No, he didn't. If it was up to them, they probably wouldn't have no shoes on.
Well.
Them slaves probably said, we got to create something so that our feet.
They created their sandals.
How you know?
We don't know that.
All right, then.
If they preparing them to be.
You think they stupid?
No, Kim, I'm just saying, in all honesty, if they're preparing them to be sold, I think they dressed them and had shoes on them.
All right, Lenore. But it don't mean they designed it.
I don't think they designed their sandals.
Oh, now we going into a whole nother thing. My God.
I mean, the slaves.
Now you're going to feel real foolish if I go back and read, because when I get off of here, I'm going to research. And who came up with their shoes and how if I hear that it was a slave named such and such who created this look or whatever, we gonna come back and she getting frightened. It wasn't no master that created it. It was the slave that created it.
You gotta do some heavy research because I'm
just like they created chitlins, just like they created all that stuff.
Creating. That was something they took from something else. But you saying they came up with that sandal that they were sold in.
No, not sold in. They wore as slaves.
If they came from the continent of Africa, you probably
which is true. Something. So let's go back to Africa. It all goes back to Africa. It all goes back to Africa. It all goes back to Africa. If I see some Yeezys,
you know what?
In Africa that was before Yeezys, it came from Africa.
Oh, that's some good research you would have to do.
Right.
But that's a good question because you wondering the items that they had on. Who created who made those items?
I don't know how we got all the way to this from Jack Harlow and Brandy.
We went all the way back to Africa.
And then you had me talking about gospel music and stuff.
When you make that comment about things is fusing together, a lot of Christians are probably sitting there going, I don't want gospel music to fuse in with world music.
All right, okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, you have anything else?
No, that was basically what and anytime you talk about any genre of music, I love when people are open to different styles of music. And the fact that this white rapper, the way he responded,
I like how he responded.
That was the thing that helped him. And then that Brandy wasn't trying to be mean.
She was just being funny.
But sometimes people listen to those conversations and they take it to the next level.
Right.
And then they start bashing him and being critical. But how you come back on those criticisms in the comments, I like the fact that he's been taught well. Okay. Even as a 24-year-old.
His mom seemed like he taught. And growing up in an area that was multiracial.
And I like when people have that opportunity, but everybody doesn't. Yeah. Everybody doesn't.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So you have anything else?
Well, we had a good one.
Yeah, no, we
glad
didn't.
I had the fan
argued the whole time.
Yeah.
All right,
but that's what it's about. Different views.
All right, whatever. This ain't the view.
I don't always agree with you. Right, y'all? I get my own opinions, too.
But this ain't the view. This ain't the table. We go around the table. No, this is really fun.
Okay.
Yeah, you can have your own view. Okay. As long as it's not left field, which she was going left field on a lot of stuff. Whatever.
I thought I was still
stealing songs. I'm talking about culture, but stealing somebody's culture. And she talking about Beyonce wearing some lady's dress or something.
Stealing something and bringing it back like it's your own.
It's not a culture. But anyway.
It is she took part of that woman's culture.
That lady got that from somewhere else. But anyway.
That lady made a comment too. She said, how dare Beyonce take my...
Beyonce wearing Indian hair, which goes back to what I said about taking Indian people's stuff.
That's true.
All right, you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, y'all. So that was another Woods Report. Oh, my gosh. See y'all tomorrow. Lord Jesus.